Lin-Manuel Miranda. Spotlight on Giving is all about those in the spotlight shining in on causes that are near to them. And you and your father are being honored today as the first ever fairy godfathers of Girl Be Heard. What does the cause mean to you, and why did you and your father get involved?
Well, listen, I think arts, access to the arts is everything. It's everything. It's what saved my life as a kid, being exposed to my parents' cast albums as a young age, but then also being lucky enough to go to a public school that had a theater arts program. That's where I figured out who I was. And so the fact that these girls get to go on this extraordinary journey with this organization is really exciting. And so it's something I'm thrilled to be a part of.
Definitely. And what's your earliest memory of knowing that there was female inequality?
Of inequality, I mean, gosh, that's a really great question. I mean, it's probably on a cellular level before I was ever conscious of it. I think growing up as a boy in a Puerto Rican household and being the baby boy and getting more than my sister got and being aware of that and frankly taking advantage of it because I was the little brother. I think it starts on a family level, and then you see how that spreads sort of systemically. But I think causes like this and organizations like Girls Be Heard help address that.
Louis Miranda, you have spent your entire life fighting for equality. What does the cause of Girl Be Heard mean to you?
It means that young women have a chance, have a shot, have a spotlight, and can be great at whatever it is that they wish to do in life, and that they're given the opportunity and the resources to do so.
Definitely. And you're being honored as the first ever fairy godfather. What does that mean?
I guess it means that we want to make sure that the organization thrives and continues to provide services. So anything that my son and I can do to make that happen, we will do.
Said we have to stop all of this world destitution. It's time for Girl Be Heard to stage the revolution. We're replenishing through the word of feminists like Audre Lorde, equality for all, no time to stop. It's Girl Be Heard. We're ready to stand up. We standing really tall in New York City. They might try to dim the light in you with industry, but the melting pot is infinity. Father and son, they should be one. The Miranda family, we are young.
We create these pieces that affect people's lives, and even if you're not directly related to, let's say, sex trafficking or something, but seeing that in the world of theater makes you feel an empathy. Yeah. And to be able to make people feel something is kind of what my goal is. So I love Girl Be Heard for that. To me, it's really exciting what Lin-Manuel is doing with the Hamilton show, because my first role was as Lady Macbeth, and that day I was at Country Day School in St. Croix, Virgin Islands, and that day I was like, I have to pursue acting. Like, I love it. So for me, I always was like, to me, diversity in theater was a thing. Obviously, if I'm playing Lady Macbeth, I didn't really have to think so much about my color, but here in the States, it's way more like marginalized, I think. I think that becomes a bigger issue. So for me to have Lin-Manuel, someone who is creating this revolutionary movement in this context, to just be able to be in that space, I feel like he's made rap really accessible to a lot of people who might not like hip hop, but then they're like, oh, but I love this, So to be able to even be associated with that, I think I feel great about it.
You have traveled 35 countries. What about Girl Be Heard feels like home?
Well, I've got to say, although it does often feel like I have 35 different homes, there's something about traveling the world as an only child, be a woman, see a lesbian woman, that often made life a little difficult. There are often situations where I really couldn't be myself for political reasons, religious reasons, and whatnot. So when I came to Girl Be Heard, and I found not only a diverse group, but a diverse, welcoming group, it's the first time I've really felt like I had a genuine family.
I know you've been open with your struggles within self-identity. How have your experiences here helped you?
They've helped me to understand that I am not my diagnosis. I'm in a room full of women who have all had various struggles, but these struggles do not define them. And it's possibly the first place in which I'm not the bulimic girl. I'm a girl who had bulimia. It is not who I am. It is just simply a chapter in my story, and that's fantastic.
Congratulations. That's amazing. It must feel great.
It does, yeah. It's very freeing.
It's a community that's built really quickly. Like everyone at Girl We Heard is so friendly. Like immediately, I think the first production I was in, I walked in and everyone was like, "Hi, this is my name and we're best friends now." Like it's immediately everyone's so nice and so open. Yeah. And so I think it's great that I have like those tools of working in groups, and and everyone's really good at working in groups, and we're all just friends and all. Yeah, it's great. But
And you've been open about your struggles with depression and finding where you fit. How does Girl Be Heard help you with that?
when you're struggling with depression, it never actually. I mean, people like to say like, "Oh," and then it goes away. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. But it's great to have a support system because the girls we're very close, and so we know what's going on with each other. So I can walk in and someone can look at me and immediately be like, something's wrong, and we need to talk about this, this, and this. And they immediately know because we're so close with each other. And so I think it's just really all the girls, like knowing me more than I know myself and telling me when to slow down and to take care of myself because I forget. And
So they know you better than you know yourself.
yeah, I would have to say that actually. Yeah.
What experiences at the writing workshops have impacted your writing through Girl Be Heard?
I think just having a space to be able to kind of say whatever you want and be free of judgment. But I think also the feeling of listening was always really important to me in the writing workshops. Just like learning about how much of a large place New York is.
And how has Lin-Manuel Miranda's writing impacted you?
Oh my gosh. Well, just like personally, like as both like a gay woman and like a little girl who is like with like glasses and braces, I like always loved theater, but I never felt like I fit into the mold. I always played boys as a kid, and people always said that that was like a little weird, but like I just enjoyed it more because I felt like I could be funnier, I felt like I could be smarter, I felt like I could have more fun with those roles. And like in the same way, Lin-Manuel Miranda saying like I can play a boy, a black guy can play George Washington, like, and he also went to the same high school I did, which is super inspiring, yeah. Which is crazy because it's like a really academic school, like a really intense, like academic, like kind of nerdy school. And so like, especially like as a theater kid, watching someone like be successful in theater from such a nerdy background is like also really inspiring.
Ali Paredes, you have been really open with your experiences with depression and self-inflicted harm, and you then went on to write the anthem Words on Fire from Malala Yousafzai, and now you're performing for Lin-Manuel Miranda with Girl Be Heard. Do these experiences depict how far you've come?
Girl Be Here to help me pick myself up from when I felt like I was at my lowest point. And it's incredible. I mean, these experiences are like tangible evidence about how far you can come. I thought I didn't have any hope in my life, and I thought it wasn't going to get better, but I mean, 3 years later, I'm 16, and I'm doing all these incredible things, and I'm so grateful.
You are.
I'm so grateful to Girl Be Heard for all these experiences, and I feel like this is, I don't know, I'm just really proud of myself for getting this far, and I don't know, it feels so surreal that all these things, I don't know.
Does it? Did it feel crazy to meet Malala? How was that for you?
That was crazy. I met her, and then I just started crying. It was such an inspirational moment for me because she does so much, and she's almost my age, and I don't know, she's incredible. It was amazing.
And Words on Fire, talk to me. Are you on fire?
I feel on fire sometimes. It was really, they were Malala's words, and I put them to music, and I performed them at 2 or 3 premieres of her documentary, He Named Me Malala, which were surreal experiences. I can't believe it.
We are every girl who wants to rise up and touch the sky. The world has been waiting for us without even knowing it. Our story's just beginning, but our voices will be heard. For when we stand together, we do not stand alone. Stand up, stand now, stand with Malala. Stand up, stand now, stand with Malala.
I wrote another song for Lin, and we're performing it as a company, and I'm really excited to get it out there. As a singer and songwriter, he wrote like a 3-hour musical about a founding father. That's incredible. It was amazing musically, but it also means a lot to me because the fact that he took history that was primarily white and he reimagined it and included things that are important to us today in 2016, which is like equality, diversity, and I thought that was incredible.
Does he make you feel like you can do anything?
Yeah, definitely.
You can do anything.
Thank you so much.
That I was really passionate about. And I've always considered myself a performer and an activist, but I wrote poetry on the side, but I never really like combined all of them and wasn't sure how to start honing in on that voice as not only these separate entities, but how can I make that into one entity? And so Girl Be Heard gave me a lot of power, not only through the company, but the women that they put you in contact with. It's been great and really empowering to be able to say, hey, this is what I have to say, and be unapologetically yourself, but also know, hey, how do I hone this voice so then I can be heard? Because there's a finesse to it that we don't really think about. So that's been great and amazing.
What finesse? Talk to me a little bit about that.
So the finesse, I guess, is like the process of editing as well, right? And so it's like the seed that you bring in of a piece and then having to understand like, hey, I didn't quite get that maybe that was an inside thing like that you think that everybody will understand but don't. And then also just thinking about rhythm or thinking about like what is the overall message, because like I have a lot of thoughts and then I'll be like, I want to put it all in one thing. But really it's like you have to hone it down to be able, to keep focusing and make it better and make it easy to digest as well.
Yeah.
When I thought theater was 20 years behind, Hamilton pushed it 50 years ahead, and now we have Fun Home and Allegiance and all these other stories that no one thought could be told until Hamilton proved that theater is for all the people who have never seen themselves in it. I realized not only is theater filled with possibility, but that it is possibility. Not only that it demands reinvention, but that we have the power to reinvent it.
The opportunity of the greatest city in the world brought ingenuity to the forward thinkers in our history. Now Hamilton's glory is known. Lin's practical, tactical brilliance is shown. They're on the same throne. Genius is slaying their life goals. The opportunity of the greatest city in the world brought ingenuity to the forward thinkers in our history. The opportunity of the greatest city in the world brought ingenuity to the forward thinkers in our history. To the forward thinkers in our history. To the forward thinkers in our history.
I have been a part of the company for 3 years, almost to the day actually, and they've been the best 3 years of my life. When I joined Girl Be Heard, I was 13 and I was battling severe depression and anxiety, suicidal thoughts, I was self-harming, and I was bullied at my school. I loved music, but I'd never written a song before. And when I heard about the audition, I was ecstatic. And I wrote something, but I wasn't feeling good about it. And right after my audition, when I sang for Jess and Ashley, I felt transformed. And I realized that the voices and my voice and the melodies inside my head meant something. Since then, I've grown as a singer and a songwriter. I'm 28 months clean of self-harm, and thank you. And my life is exactly where it needs to be.
First of all, your presence is more important than your cash. So we hope that you'll look in the program and come to shows. We have incredible shows coming up with all of the 12 schools and underserved communities that we work in. And some of the teaching artists are here today kind of building those shows that's coming up. So we hope you'll come to that. We also have auditions. And it's like Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Christmas. It only happens once a year. So if you know anyone 12 to 21 who would benefit from girl empowerment and letting their stories be heard, it happens in August. You can speak to myself or Ashley Marnacci or any of our staff. Please send us your young women. We started out with 12 young women in 2008 at my kitchen table, and we now have 170 theater company members that have traveled to 8 countries and travel basically all over New York City, thanks to really one woman in this room, which is the speaker. So we are so, so grateful for your helping us to bring this into communities in need. So as the Speaker of the City Council, we are proud to support Girl Be Heard, right? But I tell people that the money that we invest in organizations like this, these are your taxpayer dollars that we are reinvesting in the educational fulfillment of our children and our young people. So you should all be given a hand, because that money that we are able to invest is coming out of the support that each of you provides as well. I think that's important to recognize. And so I'm proud to be here, and we all know that artistic expression over the years has served as an important vehicle to advance causes of social and economic justice. And today, to be able to give this award today to both Lin-Manuel and Luis Miranda means a lot to me personally. We're really lucky to have wonderful partners in that fight, men who understand that when women rise, we all rise. That empowered women make for a more empowered society. We battle for that in terms of 79 cents that women earn for every dollar that men earn. There's a lot of injustices that continue to exist. We need to all work together to really create that level of equality. I know I had the benefit of having strong women in my life. Girl Be Heard is providing that sense of strength to these women that they work with each and every year. So two of the partners that we have in that joint struggle for equality and for gender equality are being honored today, in Luis Miranda and Lin-Manuel. And I think you may have heard of that father and son duo. Personally, Luis Miranda has basically known me my whole professional career. I came to New York at the age of 18 from Puerto Rico, and he basically has known me my whole full professional career. He has done so much advancing issues and causes that support positive social, political, and economic change, particularly in the Latino community, as has been expressed. He believes in giving back. He has done that time and again, and he believes in strong women, since he did marry a strong woman in Luz. He has almost 4 decades of experience as a leader in the public and private sectors, and worked in mayoral administrations, and the founder of former president of the Hispanic Federation. Another one of his most important accomplishments was raising children who are also committed to social justice, like Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's something that I've been impressed with his family, is that sense of strength and support that they provide to each other. It really is incredible. So Lin-Manuel, as we all fully know, is a Tony, Grammy, Emmy Award-winning composer, lyricist, performer, as well as a 2015 MacArthur Foundation Award recipient. And his current musical, Hamilton, which opened on Broadway in 2015, followed a sold-out run at the New York's Public Theater. Prior to that, he wrote In the Heights, a play that captured the hopes, dreams, and challenges of one of our city's most vibrant communities. He is a vocal advocate for gender equality, and especially for women in the arts. I have to say, one of the things that I also find pride in is that as a Puerto Riqueña, that we should not be ashamed of utilizing the platforms that world provides to us to really advance the causes that are important to us. He never lets people forget that he is a proud Puerto Rican. He has utilized his voice in the crisis that we have in Puerto Rico right now, and his plea to, so I appreciate that he uses his stature to really advance causes that are important to us. In the Mirandas, women have an ally in the fight for equality, and so I'm very proud to be here today to be able to present, I think it's your first, right, Fairy Godfather Award to Luis Miranda and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Doing a little bit to make sure that the organization continues to create the young women that we saw on stage. Powerful and incredible. Thank you.
Thank you for this tremendous honor. Thanks for giving an award to my dad. He's the best. I want to just tell a quick story, and then I'll be out of your hair. I remember, I think it was opening night at In the Heights. We always did a prayer circle before we started the show. And one of our younger actresses said, before we pray today, I have to say something, and she told this unbelievable and incredible story about how she's here standing in this prayer circle because Priscilla Lopez, another one of our cast members, originated the role of Morales in a chorus line in 1975. And there's Priscilla, and there's this young woman, and everyone's crying. And then we got on with our prayer circle, and we were about to go on stage, and Priscilla took me aside, and she said, Lin-Manuel, you have no idea. You've thrown a rock in a pond, and you have no idea the ripples that are going to come back to you. I saw it happen between this young woman and Priscilla that day, and as I watched your incredible performances today, it felt like the tide coming in, and it was beautiful. And the way these ripples have come back to me have really humbled me and really overwhelmed me today. So thank you very much, and thank you for this honor.